Good evening and welcome back to Twin State Sports. I'm Zach Siminar. Mississippi State lost just 3 times all season long, but unfortunately for the Lady Bulldogs, Vic Schaefer and co. just couldn't figure out the Ducks of Oregon. Otherwise, they'd be sitting here with just 1 loss and a likely spot of the Final Four. Mississippi State never did waver on Sunday in their season-ending loss to Oregon, but it was the rash of threes late by Oregon that kept State at arm's length and away from that lead, and ultimately the victory in the end. Oregon would splash home half of their 26 threes to send them to their 2nd win over MSU this year and a spot in the Final Four. Tierra McCowan led the Dogs with 19 and 15, while Anriel Howard added 18, but it wasn't enough.
I just thought my team just fought tooth and nail today in a really hostile environment. I've watched a ton of film. I've not seen them make that many threes in a while. And, they made shots today. You got to take your hat off to them.
They shot the ball great. They had great ball movement. Whenever we took away one thing, they were kicking it out to shooters, and we weren't recovering. So, that was a challenge. We didn't guard the line.
The first game, they hurt us a lot on the pick and roll, and I think that we adjusted. We did good. We defended the pick and roll much better this time. And they found another option.
A loss is a loss, It doesn't feel good, But I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of my coaching staff. We got this far. We had a great season. So, nothing to hang our heads on. Yeah, it hurts, but, we'll be okay.
On the men's side, the Final Four for the NCAA tournament is set. After a great weekend of basketball, Texas Tech, Virginia, Auburn, and Michigan State all going to be dancing into April. The Red Raiders of Texas, the first to punch their ticket when they knocked off #1 seed Gonzaga, followed up by Virginia, who forced overtime with a buzzer beater before thwarting pesky Purdue to earn their first Final Four trip since the 80s. And on Sunday, pair of blue bloods, Auburn taking down Kentucky, and then how about everyone's pick to win it all? Duke fell into the clutches of Tom Izzo and Michigan State. Final Four tips off from U.S. Bank Stadium on Saturday at 5 p.m. Kentucky head coach John Calipari and his Wildcats bowed out on Sunday in the Elite Eight against Auburn, and his recent efforts in Lexington have garnered him a reported lifetime contract. The deal would be a combination of a head coaching extension and a paid role as an ambassador following his retirement. Calipari is currently the highest paid coach in the country with a total compensation at over $9 million per year. UCLA tried to lure Calipari from the SEC to the Pac-12, offering him a 6-year, $48 million deal, prompting Kentucky's response. Coach Cal has been to 4 Final Fours at UK, including a national title in 2012. 22nd ranked Ole Miss Rebels went on the road to Fayetteville over the weekend, took 2 of 3 from the top 10 Razorback club to improve to 20-9, 5-4 in the SEC. In the rubber match of the 3-game series, the Rebs got a home run from Kevin Graham, 4 RBI performance from Cole Zabowski to help take care of the Hogs. Ole Miss take on North Alabama tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., ahead of their crucial weekend series against Florida that gets underway on Friday. And Ole Miss softball playing a ton of ball over the weekend. It started Friday night against Florida with a 15-inning affair. It was a loss, but Ole Miss, they were quick to respond, evening the weekend series on Saturday with a walk-off grand slam in the 8th by Abby Latham before taking the series from the struggling Gators on Sunday with a 3-1 win. Ole Miss 24-9 of the year. They're 5-3 in the SEC. They've got a mid-weeker at Belmont. That's tomorrow, 5 p.m. on ESPN+. They've got Lexington and Kentucky this weekend. But going back to the Bulldogs, 2 straight trips to the national championship game. A lot of talk about where they were playing that game yesterday. They're the #1 seed, and it was a virtual road game in Portland against Oregon. So I'm not so sure the selection committee properly put them in the right bracket.
Region, yeah.
The right region.
Especially for #1, right?